Senator Tim Scott, Republican of South Carolina, formally endorsed former President Trump for the 2024 GOP presidential nomination during a rally Friday, saying, "We need a president who will unite our country. We need a president who will unite our country. We need Donald Trump," Scott said, speaking to the former president's supporters at a campaign stop in Concord, New Hampshire. "We need a president who will protect your Social Security and my mama's Social Security. We need Donald Trump. We need a president today who will stop the crime and recklessness in the streets. We need a president who will restore law and order." Oh my God. The senator added, I got caught a hiccup at laughing so hard. He later quipped, "That's why I came to the very warm state of New Hampshire to endorse the next president of these United States, President Donald Trump." The South Carolina senator spent his own White House bid in November, but his decision to exit the race raised speculation about whom he would back. Scott's endorsement of Trump was expected since earlier on Friday and was seen as a jab against former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, another South Carolina Republican and former ally of the senator. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, who endorsed Haley last month, brushed off Scott's anticipated endorsement earlier Friday, claiming nobody cares what Tim Scott thinks. Tim Scott wouldn't have a job without Nikki Haley, Sununu said in an interview with Fox News, a nod to the fact that Scott was appointed to the Senate by Haley in 2012. Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, on the other hand, said while he wasn't surprised the endorsement is concerning, it's certainly not good news. Hogan, who announced his support for Haley earlier this month, told contributor Kevin Sorelli of The Hill's Daily Debrief. Scott's endorsement of Trump comes ahead of next week's New Hampshire primary, where Trump is leading Haley by only 10%, according to a recent polling average from the Hill/Citizen Desk headquarters. So this, what's the way of putting this? The endorsement in and of itself isn't that big of a deal. But there are things related to it that are kind of funny. Like, hey, I'm from South Carolina, and I'm going to endorse the former president over the person who literally gave me the job I've had for the last 10 years. You see how loyal Tim Scott is. And really, I think the endorsement more so is that he just thinks Trump's going to win, which he's not wrong for believing that in the slightest. And he wants to make sure that he has some influence in a potential second Trump administration. Just to go through some of this, we need a president who will unite our country. We need Donald Trump. Trump is not going to unite America. He was one of the least liked politicians in modern polling. I don't see how someone that's that disliked unites anybody. We need a president who will protect your Social Security and my mama's Social Security. Okay, we already talked. Trump wanted to cut Social Security in his budget proposal, so he's not. He says he wants to now protect it, but I don't. There's no reason for a regular, in between, in the middle voter to believe him this time around. We need a president today who will stop the crime and recklessness in the streets. We need a president who will restore law and order. Imagine having an individual with 91 criminal charges in 4 states be endorsed by someone who says they need a president who will restore law and order. Like imagine, oh yes, I will restore law and order as I head to 4 different states for my 91 criminal charges. Crime and recklessness. We don't even have to bring up the E. Jean Carroll case either. Just God, it's really sad that they're like this, that they put out these statements and it's almost as if like you could delete Trump's name from it and put anybody else. You could put DeSantis, you could pick Haley, you could even put Ramaswamy, and it would be like there'd be no difference because none of it is specific to Trump. You know, if he was endorsing Haley, he would say President of the United Our Country. Haley's been saying that she's been, trying to push people into the tent of the Republican Party. We need a president who will protect your Social Security. It literally, the statement is just insert name here, and then here's several good things that this person claims that they're going to do, and whether they do it or not, oh well. But no, Scott's endorsement is significant for the fact that it's the South Carolina senator endorsing the former president over the person who gave him his job in South Carolina, which may help to hurt Haley in her home state because we're getting closer and closer to there, and she's trailing Trump by like 30 points in South Carolina, which is even more insane. Um, you had Chris Sununu talking about nobody cares what Tim Scott thinks. Well, I mean, no. Look, the reality is, and I'm just gonna say this: if I were to name politicians whose endorsements actually matter, like have actually been pivotal, like oh damn, this person helped somebody win a race, it would be Jim Clyburn in the 2020 Democratic primary, even though I think Biden would have won that state without him anyway. Um, it would be Ted Kennedy during the 2008 Democratic Party primary, and probably I think that would be it as far as recent ones that really shaped things up and changed something. Like if you want to go celebrity endorsements, Oprah in 2008 was also helpful to Obama. But my point is that endorsements in general don't matter. Like even politicians that people like, such as Obama, he endorsed people during the midterms and still they didn't win. It's not that big of a deal. I'm only pointing out this endorsement because I find it funny that Scott would just betray Haley like this. Like don't ever give somebody a job in the Senate if you're a governor because they can come back and run for president against you, and then endorse the person that's currently beating you so that they can have some influence in the event that that person wins. But man, his statement, we need a president who will restore law and order. Let's vote for the person with 91 criminal charges in 4 states.